Forgive me for not being able to stand for too long. And forgive me for having lost my voice. I'm not sure that I belong in an academic conclave. My mind has never been broad or deep enough to negotiate the rigor of academic scholarship. And besides, I've been too busy. The classical Greeks of the 5th century BCE invented the word drama for their theatrical productions. It in turn was rooted in the word for doing, or we might say acting. Acting is doing. Acting is also playing. It has this affinity with sports. Footballers and actors are players. In 16th century England, the specially designed structures where the players performed were called playhouses. The Sanskrit word for play is lila. But embedded in that word is the belief that the world itself has been created by the playful activity of the gods. Lest we forget, all over the world, children play. Regardless of geography, climate, or culture, children everywhere play the same games. The psychologist Carl Jung reckoned that children's games are the remnants of our racial memory, a memory of the time when we were hunters and gatherers. The running and the catching, the hiding and the seeking, the throwing of a stone or a ball to hit a target, the jumping over obstacles, the climbing of trees, and so on and so forth, are all skills required to hunt the next meal and to stay alive. Those who have puppies and kittens know how they too are driven by the same playful instincts. As an aside, I would like to express my sadness that more teachers and parents do not realize the importance of play in the lives and education of children. Nobody teaches children to play. They are happiest when playing with their peers, away from the disapproving eyes of adults. While playing, they learn to socialize, to share ideas, to make rules, and play fairly. There is deep concentration and involvement when children play. They are lost to the world. In their dramatic play, children are coming to terms with the world around them. All that they have seen and heard, all the stories that they've read, all the films that they have watched, and all the dreams that they have dreamed are randomly fed into the content of their play. Some of their play is imitative of the real life that they have lived. Some of it is an imaginative interpretation of all the fictional characters that appeal to them, especially when they can fly and fight like Batman or Spider-Man, in saving the world from all its villains. Childhood play is a preparation for adult life. Children literally try on roles like they try on a costume. They get to understand what it feels like to be a winner and a loser, even a parent or a teacher, or Eklavya, or Shakuntala, or Jhansi Ki Rani, or Gandhiji, or Oppenheimer, or Homi J. Bhabha. It is believed that the roots of drama grew in the rituals and ceremonies of early religious belief. Time became sacred, marked by the wearing of special costumes, makeup, and masks. Ceremonies were accompanied by sacred songs and music and chanting. The whole community was bonded in their prayers to the gods and in the enactment of stories from mythology. In India, despite all our technological and scientific advancement, they are still performed. Not all of ancient Greek or Sanskrit drama was rooted in mythology. There were plays on secular issues too, from family dramas to sexual politics. The play Lysistrata, by a gentleman called Aristophanes, has the women in the cast refusing to have sexual relations with their husbands until they stop fighting. Needless to say, it was a comedy. In a more tragic mode, Medea murders her 2 children in revenge for the faithlessness of her husband. There's one more mythological story I should mention, and that is Shakuntala, as dramatized by Kalidas. I directed my version of it in 1967 for my 3rd-year assessment project in a college in the UK. Though it was in English, and though I used guitars and tambourines rather than sitars and tablas, it earned me a high grade for originality. A year later, I was on a passage to India, where I have lived and worked ever since. I am thankful to India for having allowed me the life of an artist. Leaving the UK in 1968, many family members and friends thought I was insane. I didn't come to India to get rich, so they could not imagine any other reason that I might have cherished. I was ashamed of my imperialist forefathers that sailed around the world claiming territory as their own to profit from, all in the name of God and the royal family and an arrogant understanding of progress. Cut off from my family and cultural roots, I negotiated life as a performer, a director, a designer, a writer, and a teacher. I have worked in schools, colleges, slums, institutions for the visually and hearing impaired, for those with cerebral palsy, for those recovering from mental illnesses and from drug addiction. The theatre group I worked with in Delhi established one of the first intervention programs for street and working children. I have also worked in mainstream theatre and film production. I've been on the faculty of the National School of Drama in New Delhi and later was the founder director of its Theatre in Education company. The motto of your university is celebrating dreams. I'm pleased to have been given the opportunity to share some of my own dreams. Further, the university's focus on empathy, compassion, and integrity are qualities that have been central in my own work. Finally, I could not agree more wholeheartedly with the Founder-Chancellor's vision to create students who will work against catastrophic human interventions. The title of this talk is Kindness, because I knew it was what I would end on. Thank you.